today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington football team. Fielded in the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Out comes Washington here offensively, and their man under center, Dwayne Haskins, a number 15 pick out of Ohio State in 2019.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions.
No,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Down at the 26.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 54 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space. One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
First and 10.
And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And that will be incomplete.
Haskins' pass intended for Trey Quinn. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
Here's the Pro Bowl punter Tress Way on to punt for Washington. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. We're scoreless after 1. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So they went 2 yards in the wrong direction on the last pass play, and now it's 3rd and 12. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Again, Jackson being chased out left. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know what's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's going to keep it here. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
Man, they gotta let him play.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And they've hit halftime with the Steelers in control. Juju Smith-Schuster, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. DJ Chark, a touchdown reception. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too you well for most teams, run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
25 yards.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
Jackson on 1st down. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. Jackson will throw again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 18. 22 yards there, a 1st down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. And this is incomplete.
Run with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Intended for Trey Quinn. Incomplete.
This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Haskins. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He uncorks it for Snead. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Willie Snead. His second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
So here's Haskins in the Washington offense. Down 10-0. A minute 40 remaining. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Ravens have got it.
Jackson sacked. Fumble on the play.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Baltimore. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Now this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now they got to get to the line quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Haskins, he'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Haskins out of the gun. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the pickup there. And it'll move the chains. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So for the Ravens, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.